What's up, you guys? You know the drill. It's T.
And it's Cindy.
And it's Tea Time with Cindy. Please note that all of what we say is our personal opinion, so it really doesn't matter unless you want it to. But if it matters that much to you, like, great. But also, who cares, right? Honestly, the more I think about our podcast direction, I'm like, wow, you guys are listening to the inner workings of our minds, which is so personal.
Yeah, it is.
Y'all are going through our real-time diary of our young adulthood, which is crazy. Because I was thinking about, like, sorry, we have a whole list of things that we're going to talk about, but I just started going off on a tangent.
It's the ADHD.
I know it is. The thing is, I think a lot about what I said in season 1's podcast. And season 2, Tiffany is very different from season 1.
Hell yeah. No, because I started rewatching season 1.
Dude.
Due to reasons. And like, I'm just like, whoa, a lot has changed.
A lot has
and
changed.
It hasn't been a year yet.
I know.
It hasn't been 1 year.
So any
It's only been 6
advice?
months.
Yeah, it's only, because we started in September.
Around there.
Yeah, so honestly, y'all, throw whatever I said in season 1 out the window. Or keep it. I don't know. Sometimes I say things that ring very true, but then sometimes I say things, and you know what? I take it back. Some things I regret saying. Well, not regret, but I've had further experiences towards that, and so my opinions change. So, to anyone that I've given advice to, and then y'all see me now and are like, hey, she's not taking her own advice. Sorry. People's opinions can change. And I'm sorry if my words had affected you in any way negatively. It was not my intention, but I'm different now. Okay, Cindy.
You're like a queen who holds herself accountable.
Yes, I know. I'm maturing. Anyway, Cindy, what's the tea? What's going on in your life? That was my 2-minute tangent on what's going on.
Life's been lifing. I've been acclimated to my schedule. I'm tired all the time. But, oh my gosh, being back in Houston right now, it feels like I'm on vacation. Like, it's just so funny to say, because I was like, I never thought I would say that. Being back home feels like vacation because my heart's full, my belly's full, like it's really full. Like, dude, I have been nonstop eating. I'm tired of eating.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired of consuming stuff. Like, when people, because like I have to see friends, I have to see family, I have to see everyone that I've missed and on. Like, obviously, all we can do is just
All you can do is eat out here, yeah.
eat or drink tea and stuff like that. It's just, I'm tired of consuming stuff.
I know, that's so funny because I always tell people Houston is a great place to live, but not a great place to be a tourist in. But you're on vacation here, and it's like, oh, a new appreciation for Houston.
Yeah, I do appreciate being back at home, and because it's funny, I don't have to worry about work or anything because my work isn't here. My work is somewhere else, so it's just like coming back home, and it's re-energizing me, and like I love seeing everyone and all.
That's
And
so
I'm
good.
just like, I just feel like I'm on vacation. I'm just genuinely here to hang out with people, talk with people, see people, eat with people. Life's good.
Life is good. Your belly is full. Your heart is full. Everything is full.
But overall, life has been... Obviously, I can't disclose anything work-related, so my life's boring.
Okay, but that's good. Low-key, that's good. I've always said, in terms of work, of course, if you're bored, like as a nurse, I would always think this. If you're bored at work, that's a good sign, you know, because you're not stressed about anything. You don't have anything that's due. You don't like have anything that you have to worry about. If you're bored at work, great. Like, take advantage of that.
No, I'm not bored at work. My life is boring.
Oh, well, see, that's good too.
Work-wise, though, it's always different.
Yeah.
It keeps me on my toes.
Yeah, I think about you at work a lot. I think about what it's like.
Like, it literally keeps me out because I never know what will happen the next day.
Yeah.
Like, each day is different, and I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah.
So it does help me cognitively. It helps me keep me on my toes.
With the ADHD, it probably helps too because you're always on the go.
Yeah.
It's very like task after task, which is good.
But I've met amazing people. I've been to amazing places. I've met amazing people. I've learned a lot, and I'm learning a lot about myself. I've also, this past month has been very hard in a sense of, do you know, like, obviously when you come home, a physical home is like your safe space, right? And I realize how important that is.
Yeah.
How important a physical place is needed to keep your sanity and your physical, mental, spiritual self okay. Because when you're like tired, coming off of work at midnight, you just, the first thing you want to do is just go home.
It's your safe space. It's where you stay grounded. It is where you can just genuinely be yourself. You can fart out loud if you want to.
Man, you and your bathroom jokes.
I don't know why. But like, you could wear your ugly clothes with your hair all messed up. You can do your weird little habits that like you don't want to do in public. It is the space that you need to center yourself in all the ways that you can't do in the outside world.
Yeah.
And you know, okay, actually it's crazy that you mentioned home because I got a house.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Yes.
Where are you moving?
It's still in Houston. So yeah, I'm still here, you guys. Don't worry. I will never leave Houston, but I got a house. Thank you. I'm really, really excited because
Happy for you.
thank you. Like I've always wanted a space of my own. Like you said, like or like I said, because I cut you off. Sorry, Cindy. But yeah, I'm really excited because I get to decorate it the way that I want to. It's gonna be the way that I want it to be. There's not gonna be like miscellaneous items laying around that I'm like, what is this? Like, what is this doing here? And then I'm gonna be in that big old house by myself, and I could just walk around in the nude.
I was thinking that. Ass naked.
Not that I do. Not that I do. I don't. But I totally could if I wanted to. And, you know, obviously, like, I act this way, like, around people, like, I'm very fun and bubbly and da-da-da-da, like, talking my head off, da-da-da, whatever. When I come home from my outside life, brain off. You know, I don't want to have to, I mean, even if my, like, affect is flat and whatever, and I'm not, like, you know, having a good time, like, in the physical sense, like, in my mind, it's just because my brain is off, you know? And I feel like previously, I would say, like, in previous living situations, I felt like it was hard to just be that, you know, to just have my brain off because it would just be seen negatively, like I'm in a bad mood or whatever. It's just like, no, I just don't want to think. I don't want to think right now. I want to just lay down, not talk because, you know, as a nurse, I was talking all the time. In event design, I'm talking all the time. I don't want to talk. I don't want to like smile and be like, like I want to just chill out and
Do nothing.
and like be okay with that. And so I am really excited to have that space for myself, and it's going to be very reflective of me. I feel like before I didn't really have a chance to really express myself in that way, and I feel like my home, because I love hosting parties and stuff, you know. So I feel like my home being a true reflection of me, I'm really excited about that because that is how I show people who I am, I guess. I don't know. Does that make sense?
No, it does.
Like you know, the hearth is the heart of the home. And I just I just want people to see that. I want my home to be so welcoming, and I want it to be me, and I want people to come and be like just enveloped in my love and warmth and stuff. And I'm just really excited to start, you know, hosting people again and like seeing everybody and like having all my friends come over and hang out with me.
No, I'm so happy. It's like you're glowing.
Oh, well, thank you.
Like since like coming in, like you're just glowing.
Oh my gosh.
The Alexa Pro working?
Yes. It's working a little too well, you guys, because I'll be doing some things that I'm like, who is this person?
But no, like, truly, since the last time I saw you, which I think is like a month and a half ago.
A long time ago. Yeah.
A lot's changed. I see a girl healing. She's on a healing journey.
I'm so healed, y'all. Y'all don't even know. I actually do feel so much better than how I felt in previous months. Like, y'all, time does heal things. Like, time does heal wounds. Like, it's crazy because last month, if I saw something that was upsetting or triggering, yeah, I would be like triggered. But now, girl, who give a heck? Who cares?
Detachment. The art of detachment is really important.
Yeah, it really is. Now I just kind of like, okay, anyway, I got things to do. Like, why would I worry about this?
Yeah.
Why is this worth worrying about? So I really just couldn't give a heck about anything anymore.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you.
That makes my heart warm.
Thanks. So that's my life update. Yes. And I also got a kitten.
Where is she?
She's upstairs. I'll show you. Her name is Letty.
How is she? What kind of cat is she?
From the streets. Allegedly, she was found in front of a mattress Mac. So if she was a boy, I would have named her Mac. But she's a girl, so I named her Letty after Gone with the Wind, Scarlet. Letty, short for Scarlet. Because I'm not going to have kids, so my cat could have not that Scarlet would have been my kid's name, but I was like thinking about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We love a cat, Mom.
Yeah.
There's more cats out there that deserve some mom. Or dad.
Adopt, don't shop.
Exactly.
But yeah, so I'm really excited about her. But I will say, she is like a baby. I'm waking up in the middle of the night because of her. And she's very rambunctious.
That's so funny.
And she ruined all of my expensive clothes. It's weird.
Like, it's so funny. Yesterday, I took Noah to the pool. My friend had her baby there, and I was holding the baby. I haven't held a baby in years. When I was holding her, I was like, oh, fuck, I want another one. But tell me why. I was just like, yeah, babies remind me of cats. And then I remember the first time I held Noah when he was a baby, I just felt like I had another kitten or a cat.
Oh my gosh.
Because like they are.
Really?
You just let them do whatever. Then
Yeah.
like, you're just like, okay, if they're like messing things around, you just, or they're crying, you just pick them up and they stop crying. It's kind of like how, you pick up a cat by like the neck and then they stop crying and stop doing this. It's like, oh, it's like the same thing.
Yeah.
And then, you just keep them entertained with like a little thing and like, like they're like little kittens.
Yeah. Like, I'm waking up in the middle of the night because of Letty. I go to work and I'm like exhausted, and it's because of why? A cat. Like, that's so kind of embarrassing. But hopefully when I move into my house and have more space, it'll be better. My sleep schedule will be fixed. But like for now, I feel like an exhausted newborn mom.
Oh.
Which is so funny. I hope that's not offensive to any moms out there that just have a kid, because I know a cat is not the same. So kudos to you guys. I couldn't do it. Y'all are so brave.
Does she get along with the other cats? Or not? You haven't introduced her.
Yeah, well, I only introduced her to Arnold because I don't want her to get used to these cats or become friends with them, because she's gonna be like moving out anyway. So
But Arnold's coming with you too, then,
yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure. I really got Letty because of Arnold, because when I move, I don't want him to be alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But oh my God, but that reminds me, my manifestation powers are insane. My manifestation powers are like kind of crazy right now. It's crazy. Yeah, okay, so like I don't want to go into detail because it sounds kind of silly, but I was doing a photo shoot and I really needed a silver platter. And I have one, but it's in my ex's house that I should not be going into anymore. So I was like, okay, well then that's just lost. Like, I'm not going to get that back. But I really want a silver platter. And I'm like actually really upset that I don't have it because I do technically have one. I just don't have access to it. And so I was like ruminating on it like all morning. And I was so upset about it because I just need it. You know when you're like fixated on something and if you don't get it, it just makes you like really upset. You know, it's like, oh, like I need it. Like now I really, really need it because like I just want it so bad. And so I was at work and I was driving to pick up lunch for our team, and we passed by this estate sale. And I was like, estate sale, there is most likely a silver platter in there. But you know, I had to grab lunch, so I was like, okay, well, I'll just come back after work to go to this estate sale. After work, I go back to the estate sale where it was, and like all the signs are gone. The estate sale was closed. I know. And I was just like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, what the heck? And I was like, well, I'm already out in this area. I might as well just drive around and see if I can find something else, you know? Like, but like, what are the odds? You know, like, what are the odds of that? I'll tell you the odds of that. I drive across the street. The first sign I see, garage sale. And I was like, oh, okay, let's go. And so we like go up to the gate, me and my sister. And he was closing. So we were like, oh no. And he was like, no, but it's okay. I'll let you guys in. And I was like, okay, thanks. And we're like looking around. And it's just like junk, you know, it's just like random stuff. And we were about to leave. And he was like, what are you looking for? And I was like, a silver platter. And he's like, oh, I think I have silver platters. Let me find some stuff for you. And yeah, he had them. Like, what the heck? And he had the perfect silver platter. It was like 8 inches, very shiny, very cute, and exactly what I was looking for. It was like perfect. And I was like,
sold.
God provides. It was like $5. And I was,
wow.
Yeah. So I was like, wow, I feel like I manifested that. Dude, like, kind of, right?
You did.
Like, low key?
Yeah.
Like, what are the odds of that, you know?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Did. It happened. It came true.
Yeah, it came true. And then I was telling my friend about how I manifested that, right? And she thought it was crazy because the way that I was saying it was like low-key crazy. Because I said that I was a witch. I told her that I'm a witch.
No wonder she looked at you crazy.
Yeah.
Looked at you crazy too.
So she was kind of looking at me crazy. And then I was telling her the story, right? And we were watching a movie at the same time. And I was like, I think I have powers. Because how did I manifest this? And then she's like, I don't know. That's kind of a stretch. And then the next scene, like literally as she says that, the scene that pops up on the movie is estate sale. Like a sign that said estate sale.
When the sign is signing, and when the universe is throwing you signs, you take them.
I think I have powers.
You take them.
And then Letty was also, you know, kind of a manifestation, right? Like, I was thinking about how I wanted Rico back, but how that wasn't really a possibility. And that just, you know, made me really upset because I was like, Arnold is going to be so lonely in that house, and he doesn't get along with my parents' cats, which probably means that he would not get along with another adult cat, like just a random adult cat. And so I was like, the only way that this could work is if I got a kitten. But the cat distribution system has never worked in my favor. I've never randomly stumbled upon a kitten ever in my life. Like, I don't know how that could happen to me. Like, after 27 years of existence, it's not going to happen now. I'm literally thinking all of this, like, sitting on the toilet at work. Okay, like, I'm literally thinking about all this at work. Like, I need a kitten, but I'm not going to be able to find a kitten, so maybe I'm going to have to buy one, even though I just said adopt, don't shop. Sorry, guys. See, but my opinions change, okay? Anyway, okay, so I leave the restroom. I go back to my office. My sister follows me into the office and goes, hey, do you want a kitten? Y'all, tell me I don't have powers. I dare you.
You love when everything just aligns, right?
God provides, baby.
Yeah.
The universe provides.
Like when things align into your favor, it's just like, whoa.
It's like, what the heck?
Like, a lot of things always work out with people. I always say it's your mindset. And I actually talked about this with one of my coworkers and stuff about how positive things happen to positive people. If you continue to, I always view the world as glass half full instead of half empty, because things will always work out no matter what. But if you continue to think negatively, things negative things will happen, and you always lock in on like the negative stuff. So that's why you keep thinking like, oh, nothing good is happening, blah blah blah. But you just need to shift your mindset and be grateful when everything's do happen in your favor, you know. And like you getting the silver platter, this is how like Delulu is to Salulu's, like the fact that, you know,
I'm quite Delulu now. I have powers, you guys.
Okay, the person I'm talking to, he probably would think Delulu's to Salulu too, because like, yeah.
Girl, after hearing this, there's no way he could deny it because
Yeah, because I've been helping him win some bets, yo.
yes, like sports betting.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He would just ask me, like, it's like so weird. Like for me, it's just like the less I know, the better. But he's just like, pick one.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
I pick this one but then my brain and logic, the way it thinks, is because I saw this and saw this and this and that. What happened? For example, like the Mets were playing against the Yankees or whatever, and then I'm just like, I saw, and he was just like, who you think is gonna win? I was like, oh, I think the Mets gonna win because I think the Yankees are gonna win because I saw that Kylie or Kendall was at the Met Gala or whatever, and they look unhappy or something like that. Like people look unhappy at the Met Gala. So I don't think the Met Gala's gonna win, or the Met people are gonna win because like I saw that TikTok. So I was just like, yeah, I don't think they're gonna win because it's a negative vibe. Well, they hope the Yankee won.
Oh my god. You guys, wait, I have to just pause this because we sound crazy.
And then another thing is like, whenever he asked me what the Pacers and the Knicks game for the first time, their first game they play, he asked me who's gonna win, the Pacers or the Knicks, and I was just like, wait. At first I was rooting for the Knicks, but then I saw this TikTok where this Knicks fan threw trash or something at this Pacer fans, and that made me so sad. And I was just like, no, that's not fair. And I was like, really sad. And so I told him, I was like, okay, I believe in karma, and I'm sorry to say the Knicks aren't going to win the first game. The Pacers going to win.
Oh my
Because,
God.
lo and behold, the Pacers won the first game, and it was such a close game too.
Oh my
They went to
gosh.
overtime, and like, yeah.
Y'all, we sound crazy right now, but like like that's just what happens. Like
That's how
it's just like I have powers and Cindy is a psychic sports bettor. That's just like that's what our channel's about now.
He was like saying how I should start my own channel of sports bets, picks, or whatever the fuck they're called. I'm like, I don't want to run a page.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, running a social media page it's a lot.
Yeah.
It is.
She put me in charge of our Instagram. And that's doing really well.
Dude, no, it's a lot. I know, I know, like, it's just, I love making the captions. I love making all that. You're so good at making the videos. You really are good at making the videos, but I love making the captions and all, and you would think like that would help, bring it together, but no, we're
just booked and busy.
Yeah.
You know, I saw 6 of my friends this weekend.
Same.
Yeah. See? We're just so busy living our lives.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is our baby.
This is our baby. This is our fun baby.
But yeah, she's our fun baby, not our serious baby.
No, it's for fun. Like, and the things we say on this podcast, if it resonates, it resonates. Because like, as I've told T and other people, I don't care how many views or whatever we have. Like, if it helps one person, that's enough for me. So
yeah. Yeah, actually, speaking on that, when we had posted our last episode and our friend reached out to us, that was so sweet. They said that they resonated with some parts of our episode and it like spoke to them, and like they were just cheering us on pretty much. And it just like it made me so happy. Like I wanted to post that on our story actually, because I just thought that was so sweet.
should.
But I know we should.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. But it's true, because when I was like, really this podcast is just to show people that like y'all aren't alone, like life like freaking sucks. Okay. Like straight up, like not even trying to be negative or anything, like just life is really hard. Like we come into this world ripped from our mother's uterus, you know, cold, naked, afraid, and we just have to keep going. We just have to live life. We got to go to school. We got to make good grades to get into good colleges, or like you don't go the college route, whatever. You got to go get a job. You got to make money to live, to survive, like bare minimum stuff. And it's just like, okay, like what else is out there? And then there's death, there's heartbreak, there's so many other things in between. And it's like, you just feel so alone in so many of these aspects of your life, right? And look at us two girls, like,
Yapping.
just, you know, you wouldn't think anything is wrong with our lives. You know, you wouldn't think that, like I feel like people always tell me, like, T, your life is so perfect. Life always goes your way, da 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 da. And it's like, dude, no, like, not at all. But fake it till you make it, right? Yeah, it's just, life isn't always so happy and stuff, but it's shifting your mindset, like being positive and stuff, and like
Not letting it beat you down.
not letting it beat you down, but also acknowledging that toxic positivity as well is not a good way to get you by either. So sometimes you do have to acknowledge the sad parts of your life. You do have to work through that. You can't just say, you know, oh, well, you know, there are better things out there and I'm going to move on and I'm going to do this and that. Like go through all that stuff. Like cry if you have to, rant to anybody that'll listen, you know, talk it out, think about it, ruminate, sit in your room, be sad, listen to sad songs, like feel all of those feelings. And that's one part of it, right? But even then, the loneliness is so much sometimes. And when I went through a really dark part of my life, like I just felt so alone. Wow, I didn't think I'd cry. Okay.
Oh.
This is crazy. I felt so alone. And I would talk to my friends about it, and I would talk to my family about it, and they were so supportive of me. But once I'm done talking about it, and I go upstairs to my room, I'm still alone, you know, like, they don't go to bed thinking about my problems. They don't go to bed feeling what I'm feeling because I'm the one that's going through that. I'm the one that's hurting. Sorry. But what really helped me was that I told one of my friends about my situation, and she went and told her friend about my situation as well because her friend was going through the same thing. But that person reached out to me because she was going through the same thing that I was going through, and it just, like, helped me so much. I would say that was the turning point of my healing journey because I didn't feel alone. So, like, why I do this podcast is because I want to be there for you guys. I want you guys to know that, like, yeah, I don't know what you guys are going through. I don't know, like, the gravity of the situation. I don't know the exact details, but, like, you guys, like, never feel like you're alone in a situation. Never feel like, why is this happening to me? Like, why is it just me? Why am I having to go through this and nobody's going through this? Like everybody's hurting. Everybody hurts, you know? And so I want to be there for people so that they don't feel so alone, because when that person reached out to me and I didn't feel alone, that really started to help me heal. So that's a Tiffany tidbit.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. Does that make sense, you guys?
Of course. That's like actually the whole reason why I want to continue to do this podcast is whatever we say, I don't want people to feel alone, because I've at one point always felt going through life, there was moments where I just felt there was no one there. And it's hard to reach out to people. It's hard to reach out to somebody to talk to because A, you don't want to feel like a burden. B, you don't want to feel like you're pushing your problems onto them. And you just C is like a lot of people feel like they had to put up a front up, they had to put up a mask of being okay when they're not okay. And I've went through the majority of my life like that, and sharing my trauma on this podcast, sharing my story, sharing stories with you, having people come up to me saying how they resonate with what we say, or like how what we say helped them realize like, oh wow, someone else is going through what we're going through. And if I can share how the process of healing and going through my trauma to get to how I am today, to help them understand that you are not alone and that you matter, that makes me happy. I feel like that's our calling, is to like, by no means are we here, we're certified therapists, we're certified anything, but
we are here to be here.
To be here.
Just to be present.
Yeah, to be present in somebody's lives that all their life nobody was present for them. Because I know there are moments in my life where I wish somebody was there. I mean, don't get me wrong, this past month I have had a lot of crash out, a lot of burnouts, and a lot of feelings of like, I feel so alone because I'm still getting adjusted living somewhere new. But I'm so grateful to remind myself I have people to reach out to. I'm so lucky to be talking to someone that has been helping me talk through my crash outs, that has been helping me be patient, to like help me through my cries, talking out my feelings, and like being patient enough to like put up with it. And he wants to put up with it. And I have amazing friends I can call if I'm like sad or upset and stuff, because I have to remind myself like I'm not alone.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that it builds community. You know, it builds a safe space for people to come, to reach out. Like when that girl reached out to you, that's to show like, hey, like everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah, it was really sweet. Like it really was a turning point for me. Like it really, she helped me so much through like what I was feeling. And not to discredit any of my friends or family that, you know, didn't have that experience, because like they were also so supportive of me, but at the same time
they weren't understanding.
It just
right?
Yeah, it's like they didn't go through it, and they weren't going through it in that exact moment either. So it just like, it was just kind of like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm here if you need anything.
And like genuinely, I know they don't mean it let's just put a band-aid on top, because they really don't know how to help you. You know, unless they go through it. Like
finding someone that relates to your situation, like
it's different.
It just is so different. So yeah, like that's why we share all this stuff, is because we want to relate to you guys, or we want you guys to relate to us and feel like, I know we just keep saying you're not alone, but like really you're not. Life is so like shitty. So
but life is also amazing.
Like just
life is amazingly shitty, but it's
shitty, but like we make it amazing, especially if we have people in our corner, if we have people to support us, and that's what makes life so much better, worth living, all that stuff. And I kind of mentioned like toxic positivity before, and like I just feel like that's such a prevalent thing right now, and society is putting a band-aid on it, you know, and being like, oh, like it's okay, like you're gonna be fine, just get over it, it happened, like move on.
No, you
like,
have to
there are better things, like move on, you know.
Yeah, you have to sit
in the sadness.
You have to, because like you have to feel what you feel and understand why you feel this way. Because okay, example, I realize I realize I still have a lot of things I need to work on. Is I let the badness of the day and stuff, I end up taking it out on the person that's trying to help me, because like he does one bad thing, I immediately crash out on him. And I realize that it's because I'm not sitting there and trying to understand why I'm upset. I just let it sit and sit on pile on top and top. I keep telling myself it's okay, things are going to get better, things are going to get better. But instead of trying to just be like, why is it becoming like this? Why is it being like this? You can sit there and play the victim role, but I don't like that. I like to sit there and be, what is this trying to teach me? Not like, why is this happening to me? I want to know what is this trying to teach me? What is this trying to help me get better? At getting better to one day, if it happens again, I can process it better. And I realized that I need to slow down, to sit back and just go within and say, why am I acting this way? Why am I reacting this way? Why does that, when that lady poked me in the eye, why does that bother me so much? Obviously, there's obvious reasons.
She poked you in the eye.
But why did I have to take it, that frustration? Why did him not reacting the way he's supposed to? Why? And then I realized because I have expectations on him. But why am I having expectations on him? Because because when a guy knows, he's supposed to know, but that's such a limiting belief.
Yeah.
Because sometimes some people don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
And when you put someone in that box.
Yeah.
And then they
don't check off the other things,
then you're going to lose your mind.
Exactly.
You're going to lose your mind at every single thing that they do because they don't fit your standard.
Yeah.
But guess what? Your standards only exist in your mind unless you were to write it all out on a list for him. Yeah. How would he know?
Exactly. And so that's where I have to take a step back. And it's not about like feeling so hard for him or feeling all this. It's just like I have to rewire my brain now to undo all of these self-help people that I've been following, which is like, don't get me wrong, I'm not bad-mouthing them or anything. It's just like, I did have that belief of like, if he knows, he knows. If they know, they know. So they have to act a certain way.
The whole like, if he wanted to, he would. Which is like kind of true, but at the same time, like it's
not fair to that person. Because when you're in getting started in a relationship, they're learning you and you're learning them. How are they supposed to know like you like coffee at like a certain way at like 7 a.m. Without you having to tell them. But then like if you're not open to having these conversations with your partner too, it doesn't help either. And we have long talks about feelings, and I do notice like the subtle shifts and stuff of him actively trying and like, which I appreciate, and the fact that he talks me through a lot of my crash outs and my feelings, and he is very, I appreciate him a lot. I do notice like the small things he does for me, and the things he does to like encourage me, and the things that I think that he would find weird and stuff. For example, like I was like, I admit that I do tarot, and he like jokingly said, oh, like do tarot for like the pets and pigs and stuff, and I did it, and like funny enough, they came true. But then now he like actively supports it. He was like, babe, get that card out, get the fucking cards out. And I was just like but like he like supports my little quirks and stuff, which I like enjoy. Okay, anyways, let's stop talking about him. This is not about him. But
I mean, it could be.
Where what were we talking about? Yeah, but like again, actively sitting and with your feelings, you do need to work through everything that's going on inside. You can't just be like, oh, everything's gonna be okay, but you have to realize
like it will be okay.
Yeah, but you
like,
have to understand like why is this happening? Like why is God making this lesson known to me right now? Like what is he trying to teach me right now? You know? And and it's because he's trying to help you become better. He's trying to help you realize that you shouldn't be repeating something. What you're doing, because at the end of the day, you can only control what you do.
Exactly.
Your thoughts, your reactions, your actions. Like you can only control that. You can't control other people.
Exactly.
So, that's my tangent.
Throughout this like entire experience of like relationships and stuff, I don't know, like I feel like this is not going off of like what you said, like this is kind of like a totally different tangent, but like I had been thinking about this the other day, is that I would much rather be single and at peace with myself because I take care of myself. You know what I mean? Like, I am fairly independent. Like, I make my own money. I spoil myself. I am at peace with myself. If someone were to come to me, they better not be disturbing my peace. And like, your self-worth, because like, I'm a lover girl at heart. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to love and I just want to be loved, right? But like, my self-worth is so much higher than my desire to be wanted. And I say wanted, not loved, because if someone really loves you, they're not going to make you question your self-worth. They're not going to make you question who you are, how important you are to their life. Like, they're not going to make you doubt anything, you know. And to find a partner that is very supportive of you and very, you know, active and eager to be a part of your life and to make you better, that's all you need, you know. Like, you don't need all this mess with them disturbing your peace. And like,
and if they're gonna disturb your peace, they had to better be ready to face the consequences. Because, example, with this man, okay, TMI, but I told him if I get back on birth control, it's gonna be a fucking mess.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
And let me tell you, he regretted putting me back on birth control. He was just like, dude, I will pay anything for your happiness, okay?
Oh my god!
I'd rather be, he was like, I never thought I would say this sentence. I would rather pay for your happiness than like for you to go through that ever again.
Oh my gosh.
I'm off birth control now, but like,
wait,
yeah.
so how long did you try it for?
Only 2 weeks.
What?
A mess.
Oh my god.
My emotions were not, no.
Like what, the pill?
It was a pill. I can't. It was just so much. Like, I hate myself on birth control too because I know how it can get. I overthink. I feel ugly. I feel all these emotions, and I'm just like, I know it's not me. It's just like my body trying to regulate. But then I take it out on him, and he knows it. And he's just like, ugh. But then he realized, he was like, okay, I can't use it. But then I told him, like, I'm getting off. I'm getting off. I can't do this anymore. He's like, yes, please.
Wow.
Yes, because he sees the difference between me on birth control and me off of birth control, okay? Yeah. But then while weaning off of birth control, there's still the lingering hormones and like regulations and stuff. And he was just like, but yeah, he have said he never thought he would say this in his sentences. I would never thought that I would say this, but I would rather pay for your happiness than anything.
But I will say, not to perpetuate any, you know, birth control stereotypes or whatever, if you're on birth control for like a couple of months, your emotions should regulate. Yeah. Like you don't stay like crazy hormonal angry all the time, okay? Which I think is a belief that a lot of people have, which is wrong. Okay, so like, don't think that women on birth control are just like crazy and angry and like emotional all the time, you guys. Like, there's a science behind it. And the only reason I say this is because I've heard like some guys say, yeah, she's just so crazy because she's on birth control, you know, it makes you crazy. Like, y'all read a book. Sorry. No,
it's okay.
That was a lot. Sorry.
No, it's true because like everybody reacts differently. Me, I didn't react well on birth control, so I will never be on birth control again. That's why, I mean, yeah.
But I will say, if you did continue birth control for a couple of months, like your emotions would start to regulate because your body gets used to those hormones, and so it would just.
I mean, there are different types of birth controls too, but
yes,
I've tried the patch. I'm allergic to the adhesive. Yeah, but then I heard the IUD you can reject it. The shots can. I have body dysmorphia, so I heard they can make you fat. Is that true?
Probably. I mean, when I started birth control, I gained 15 pounds.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, no hate or shame on birth control. Me personally, I can't. I can't. Yeah. Okay, why are we talking about?
I don't know.
Okay, maybe we might cut this part out. Okay,
no, I mean, I think it's like educational, you know, like people need to. But I think there is that general like belief that, you know, women on birth control are crazy and are hormonal and da 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 da. Like, y'all, that's not true, okay? And that's only a thing that people say to discredit a woman's emotions. Like, come
Honestly,
on.
but being on birth control does change.
It does change you.
It changed a woman's a lot.
It
like,
does.
It
does.
changed us a lot because like being on birth control can actually have a long-term effect on your health, and it does change things a lot inside, internally, mentally, and all, because like it's a lot of things in a tiny pill, you know. So
I will
practice
not,
safe sex. That's it.
I will not deny that birth control can like affect your, you know, mental state and your obviously your physical state, but you know, it doesn't happen like that for everybody. Like either it works for you or it doesn't, you know. Like for me, I'm on birth control, y'all. Like I'm not like, you know, crazy.
Well,
I just told y'all I had powers, but you know, like,
Well, I mean,
it can affect everybody differently. So
I think like the conversation is just like, because like it's, for me it's just too much. Like the hormones and all and everything I feel is just way too much for me. And I'm also in a transitional phase of my life where I'm trying to find normality in my new life, in my new home.
You're just not in a good spot in your life right now.
Starting birth control.
Yeah.
So a warning to him. Well, he already knows.
Yeah.
He already knows. So yeah. He already knows. So, anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just like more so the fact that I think being on birth control does have, like, for some girls and women, like for myself, is like it's just a lot to handle mentally, because like you're trying to regulate your body while trying to regulate your everyday life and trying to find a normality in things. But honestly, he's been like helping me find normality and like a constant, some type of foundation or like some type of like
consistency.
There you go. Yeah, that's the word. I was trying to think of the word for the longest. But this was a wild tangent.
No, yeah, it's okay. No, you're good.
But yeah, so it's, what were we talking about this again?
I don't know. But all to say, yes, it can really like mess up what's going on up here sometimes a little bit, but I don't want that to perpetuate the stereotype that all women on birth control are crazy. Yeah. Because that is a stereotype that I've heard often, and I don't want that to be...
No.
Like, it's not a thing, you guys. Like, it's not. Like,
early stages is a little
The early
rocky.
stages,
It's a little
it can
rocky.
be, like,
it could be
bad. But that's because something new is being introduced to your body, and your body doesn't know what to do with it. The more it is exposed to this new thing, the more your body understands what it is, and then it will regulate. Your body will regulate itself. I'm a nurse, you guys. No, just kidding. I mean, no, I am a nurse. But also, yes, like I was actually very interested in women's health in nursing school. Like I wanted to be a labor and delivery nurse. Like I wanted to be in women's health. Like I've always been very passionate about women's health because of all these stereotypes that are perpetuated. So definitely do what y'all need to do to protect yourselves, and don't let people tell you you're crazy, because sometimes you might be, but most of the time you aren't. And that brings me to another tangent, is that, you know what? I feel like a lot of women are conditioned to believe that things are their fault. You know, when a relationship falls apart or something,
you
it's
always
like...
have to be the first to say sorry.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what did you do? Did you not put out? Did you not cook? Did you not clean? Like, what the... Y'all, what the hell? What the hell? So, that kind of made me think sometimes, like... I sound crazy right now, because now I'm kind of ranting.
Okay.
But it's kind of like, sometimes when things fall apart, it's always good to reflect. It's always good to be introspective. It's always good to think, what did I do wrong? How can I be better? But sometimes at the end of the day, it's not your fault. And I'm not even saying this in a personal sense. I'm just saying that, like, I feel like women have been so conditioned to figure out what they did wrong, what their problem was. But sometimes at the end of the day, you're not the problem, queen. Like, girl. I'm actually on a tangent right now. I'm not making any sense.
I feel like sometimes, well, not sometimes, like going back to like the whole alone part, it doesn't help when you feel alone, because sometimes you have to reevaluate your friendships and relationships, because some relationships out there does feel transactional.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. People will hit you up only because you need something, or people only hit you up because, you know, you can do something for them. And it's been a fine line, especially in the world of like, it's been a fine line of that. And looking back, I've felt like a lot of my friends, like I've been very reclusive and like to myself, because I've been reevaluating my friendship. For example, when I came back to Houston, I've only hit up a handful of people to go eat and all, because they are the friendship that I want to water and grow. And if they genuinely want to be my friend, why is it that the only time we ever see each other is like for a holiday, somebody's birthday? Why is it that when you want to say something nice, it's because you're just saying something nice, or like your character doesn't go through and through? For example, is like if I leave a room and somebody start talking about me in that room, what are you going to do? You know?
Yeah, I need friendships where people stand on business for me. And lately, I have been finding out that I do have friends that do that, and I'm so happy. Sorry. I know we're talking about like friendships right now, but lately with things going on in my life, I've had some friends come up and say like, oh, like so-and-so was saying all this stuff, but I shut it down because they shouldn't be saying that stuff about you. And I was like, girl, like you don't have to do that for me, you know, because I'm just like, don't worry about me, because all my life people have, I don't know, spoken ill about me, or I'm used to people like gossiping about me. I'm used to people like saying things about me, looking at me a certain way, having these first impressions of me. Like all throughout my life, people have always been like, wow, T, I always thought you were such a B word, but like you're actually not. And I'm like, yeah, like I'm actually a really nice person. But that's like what people think about me, right? And then that's what people tell other people, that's what they think about me, and then that kind of is a whole thing, which is why I feel like sometimes I overcompensate with my bubbly behavior, because it's like, hey, like I'm safe, like I'm one of you guys, like be my friend, please. But no, like I've just really never had a concern about what people have thought about me, because it's just been a constant in my life of people thinking poorly of me. And so when I hear people defend me, I'm like, oh my God, thank you.
It's a reflection of your character.
I like, wow, like these people actually care about me.
Yeah,
like that is so sweet. Like it really like warms my heart to hear that, because I'm the kind of person that would do that for others, and I feel like I've been in a position where people wouldn't do that for me. Like the people that I was surrounding myself wouldn't do that for me. And so to hear for my friends to come up to me and say like, hey, they were talking mess about you, but I stopped it. And I'm like, oh my God. These are my real friends.
Those are the people you need to keep around.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's just a reflection of your character. Because, like, it's easy for somebody to talk badly about us in general without getting to know you. But the people who stand up for you, they want people that do stick by your side, because they know how you are, who you are as a person. That's why having it's like quality over quantity. I was supposed to film with you the day I got back, which was on the 28th. But I wanted to reschedule, because I didn't want to just film and say, okay, let's just film and then bye. But I want to genuinely want to sit afterwards and have like off the record tea time and stuff. Because
tea time after dark.
Because I would genuinely want to catch up with you, get to know, like because like we haven't seen each other in a month and a half, and like a lot has happened, because like
our friendship is so bizarre.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like because like I am the type of friend, like I'm just like not there all the time, but when we're together, Yeah,
Y'all
we,
can't.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because like like all the friends that I've seen, like literally every single day is always a lunch or a dinner with somebody every single day because they're like, hey, you're in town, oh my gosh, like let's get dinner, let's get lunch. They genuinely want to meet up with me. And that like makes my heart happy because I'm just like, wow, people miss me. And then like whenever I go to other towns and people make time for me, like that makes my heart happy because they genuinely want to be with me. They genuinely want to be around me. They want me there. And like I came to realize, why am I going to places that where am not feel wanted or don't feel wanted?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
Or you're not appreciated.
exactly. I love the friends that make me feel wanted, seen, and heard. And I would rather water that garden, those flowers, more than like having a big giant garden full of flowers. I would rather have like a small garden of flowers that I can appreciate and like be around and be my safe space, because like my friends are my safe space. Like being around y'all, you don't know how much it heals my heart and my soul, and like how much I need it. Like after this entire month, don't get me wrong, it was like ups and downs, but like being home this past couple of days is like warming me up. It's like re-energizing me to like take on more.
Yeah.
Because when I was here, what I didn't realize or appreciate was how much people meant to me. When I was here, I did take it for granted because, yeah, your girl just miss family and friends a lot. And
Distance makes the heart grow fonder, you know. You start to realize like what you were taking for granted, or you know, how important things actually are to you once you don't have access to it anymore.
Yeah. And then like it's so funny, like when people find out what I do now, they decide to slide into my DMs or texts about, hey, you know, hello, and I'm just like, I know I'm here, hello, and it just makes me laugh that, yeah, don't get me wrong, money does make things comfortable, helps, you know, like even though like, yeah, money, people say money doesn't buy happiness,
It buys stability.
It does help with a lot of things.
Yes.
But I would never put a price tag on me in the sense of that I don't care how much money you throw at me, how you treat me speaks volumes.
Definitely.
And there's a lot of people, how they have been treating me this year speaks volumes. And why would I sacrifice my resources, my time, my efforts into someone that never would stand for business for me?
Yeah, that's very true. And that is those types of friendships, the transactional ones, if y'all realize that's what's going on in your friendship, the best thing to do is just for it to end. Because what else does it provide for you? Not to say that they have to provide something, but if it's not bringing you peace, if it's not bringing you comfort, and all you feel is, oh, they're asking me for something, oh, they want something again, that's not a friendship. You know what I mean? But then also it reminds me that, I don't know if I've spoken about this before, but I feel like a lot of friendships have expiration dates.
No, there are.
Yeah, I feel like, you grow apart. I feel like some friendships aren't meant to last forever. I've had not a lot, but I've had some friendships that were really good, and then we quote unquote grew apart. But it's not really that. I feel like they were brought into my life to help me for a certain reason, and then once they helped with that, it was time for them to go, sort of thing. And like we're still cordial, we're all acquaintances, all that stuff, but it's that like, yeah, sometimes people were brought into your life to help you with something, to teach you a lesson, to be there for you when you need it, and then maybe not there for the next time. But yeah, like there are expiration dates for friendships, which is okay. Just because you're losing a friend doesn't mean that that's necessarily bad. You know, it just means that your purpose in their life or their purpose in your life has been fulfilled, and it's time to move on.
Yeah, you have to think your life as a show. Like how every season has new characters, recurring characters. When the next chapter of your life starts, certain people are going to slowly disappear because they're no longer going to serve the purpose of that next chapter of your life.
Yeah.
And I have this feeling of there are certain people in my life that are slowly disappearing because I'm over that phase. I'm letting go of that phase of my life.
Yeah.
And if it was meant to be part of my life, it will come back. People will come back.
Because some friendships do like rekindle, or they are brought back into your life for a certain reason, and
Yeah.
it's just like,
But just-
what are you doing here? But
Yeah,
you know,
but it's just in this moment, it's okay to let go.
Yeah.
It's okay to move on. It's okay to do all that because your life plan has bigger things than having to hold on into history, holding on to memories and all. And if sometimes, yes, looking back on the memories are amazing and fun, but trying to recreate those memories
Yeah.
is like you're just stuck in the past.
They're-
you're not moving on.
they're just memories.
Yeah,
They're just
and-
meant to be memories to look back on, not necessarily to create more.
Yeah.
Like, they've already been created. Just keep it as it is. Don't fight it. Move on. Yeah.
Letting go of some people is going to be hard, but the more actions they've taken to prove to me why I need to let them go, the more it easier it is. Because I feel like I am the type that the more you disappoint, or the more you do things to hurt me, the more easier for me to detach and let go. And the art of detachment is what has been helping me move on from people, move on from life, or letting situation, the relationship go. And the art of detachment is the best thing I can like tell people to start practicing, because when you also detach, you don't have expectations on people. When you don't have expectations on people, you don't get disappointed. When you don't get disappointed, you're happy.
Yes, but also still hold people to a standard in which
Yeah.
you would operate.
Yeah, still have boundaries and like self-respect for yourself. Like
Yeah.
you, if there's, but like
But definitely be careful about setting what did you expectations on
Make-
people when they aren't aware of these expectations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like with the guy I'm talking to, he did mention about how like I do have like these high expectations, and he was like, I'm not trying to tell you like lower your expectations, but it's just like very difficult
be
to
realistic.
to like fulfill these expectations in such a short time period. And I did tell him like, if you don't want me to have expectations, then I won't have feelings for you. But then that's a really like toxic mindset to have. Like either it's
Yeah.
on or off.
Yeah, it's like it's either my way or no way
Yeah,
sort of
but
thing.
it's at the same time, it also shows that, whoa, why am I like that? You know, I'm
Yeah.
just like, I need to take a step back. I was like, whoa, hold on, hold up.
Did I just say that?
Did I really say that? That's like a very toxic mentality to have. It's like either my way or no way, or like either if you really want me to like not have expectation, then fine, I just won't like you.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's good to acknowledge that, because
And that made me realize like, whoa,
yeah.
why I'm like that? Because I realized I have abandonment issues. Because I realized that if people don't act a certain way, that means they don't like me or they don't love me. So that means that they don't want me. But that's not really. That's no.
Yeah.
That's not it.
Yeah.
That's where I have to work on. We'd be like, okay, wait, stop. They're not. Just because he didn't get mad as I did when that lady poked me in the eye does not mean that he does not like me. Okay. Yeah.
So what does it mean then?
It just means that
You got this, queen? You got this, queen?
It means that because he didn't react the way I did, I need to realize that what had happened to me. He's not me. And because if he got poked in the eye, I would react this way, it doesn't mean he's going to react that way.
Very
How he
true.
showed he cared was that he did ask if I was okay.
Yeah.
And I did say I was fine. And then he did try to help me with my contact. And he did show that he was caring.
Yeah.
But because initially, but
He just wasn't outraged and
yeah. But that's where I'm just like, wait, why do I have to make a big deal out of it? You know? And that's where I'm just like, it's because I was angry at that moment because she was very rude with her umbrella. Because like if you're walking through the crowd with your umbrella, okay, you're supposed to like hold it up.
Yeah.
You're supposed to hold it up, like, you know,
Umbrella etiquette.
Yeah, but she didn't. So it's like she'll like swing it around and poke me in the eye.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and so I guess like at that moment I just want her to come back and apologize.
Yeah.
And because she didn't come back and apologize, she just walked off. That pissed me off.
And then you wanted him to be outraged with you, like, hey, that's my lady. Don't poke her in the eye.
Yeah, that's unrealistic.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to be a brat at that moment because I was just like, why? And like I'm overstimulated. But I shouldn't take it out on him.
Yeah.
Because he's not me at the end of the day.
And
you
he's
know?
showing care in a different way.
Yeah.
Not in a way that you expect, but maybe in the way that you need. you know, instead of like riling you up more and making you even more upset. Like, yeah, that's so messed up. Let's go confront her.
Yeah.
You know, like imagine if he started saying that.
Yeah, and then that would make it even worse. But
Yeah.
he should be helping me stay calm,
Yeah.
defuse the situation.
And he's like grounding you in that moment. Like,
Yeah.
hey, like let's solve the problem. Is your eye okay? Is your contact okay? How are you feeling? Instead of just being like
Yeah.
riling you up more.
See, this is my therapy session. Yes,
We're
yes,
crazy.
yes, yes. A little bit.
I have powers. She does sports betting. So funny.
We both have powers. No, like I love when manifestation do come true.
Yeah, it was so
like,
scary.
Things have the lighting up in the sense of like, wow, I was just thinking about this. And
I know.
And I was like, thank you.
I know. Like the universe provides.
It really does.
It's
it really,
crazy.
really does.
But yeah, it's really good that you acknowledge that too. Is, you know, all that stuff. But I feel like sometimes like people will acknowledge like their issues, but then use it as a scapegoat sometimes for like the real problems. Not to say that your example is that, right? But I've seen so many relationships where their partner is obviously in the wrong, but this person will rationalize and justify and like do all of these like mental gymnastics
To justify their behavior.
it, and then be like, you know what, I'm so introspective, I'm so self-aware, I know what I need to do, and I know how I played a part in the problem, and I need to work on myself. When really at the end of the day, sometimes like what your partner did was wrong. And that's what a lot of people, like especially women in relationships, do, is like they do all these mental gymnastics to carry the burden of accountability and to save other people from guilt or shame or feeling bad for their actions and holding them accountable.
Then they stuck in the endless cycle of an unhappy relationship and look at them 20 years later.
Exactly. I feel like self-awareness is so good, right? Introspection is so good. But what good does it do if you are not also holding your partner accountable for their actions as well?
Yeah, because you are not.
I feel like your partner holds you accountable for your actions.
Yeah, he does, and I hold him accountable. And I like the fact that we talk about feelings and stuff. And I don't understand why couples are scared to talk about how they really feel, because yes, it may start an argument, but that's how you get to know someone. That's how you get to know how their brain works. That's how you get to know how they are. That's how you really get to know someone, is through arguing and fighting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And open communication.
Healthy arguing and fighting,
Yes.
not the toxic, like belittling arguing and fighting, but the healthy one where like you try to sit there and conquer the problem. It's you and them versus the problem, not you versus them.
Yeah.
Because that's how you're supposed to work in a relationship, to understand your partner better so that you can maybe in the future like prevent it from happening.
Yeah.
'Cause if you genuinely care about somebody, you care to learn about them.
Yeah.
Because when you get into a relationship, it's not about you anymore. You have to open yourself up to let another person in
Yeah.
and start adapting to them. And as I've told the guy I'm talking to, I'm not trying to argue with you to like pick a fight with you just to fight. I just trying to understand how you work so that I can be better, be a better partner for you, because I want to be a better partner for you, because I want to not have to argue about the same little things. I would point out the things that would irk me, so that way I can tell. I was like, I'm telling you this now, so that way if you can do it, cool. If you can't do it, then tell me now, and then we can just move on.
Yeah. And I saw this quote that like reminds me of what you're speaking on. It was like, trust is being able to tell your partner things that you know will hurt them. And there's a lot of vulnerability in that, with being honest with someone, knowing that it'll hurt them, but for the sake of the relationship and for the sake of them.
Yeah, because like when you come into a partnership with someone, you guys are trying to like have two entities become one. Well, two separate, like at the end of the day, like you try to like grow a household together, or like have like a community, or like unity mindset. You're two different personalities. You're two different people, but you're trying to become one and work in unison together, because like you don't want a crazy household where like it's chaotic all the time and like having all these fights and all, but like having all these conversations early on in a relationship is actually really healthy in my opinion. Setting your boundaries,
setting those expectations and those standards very early on,
so that way you can see like what works, what doesn't work. Is this right for you, like, for her, him,
like
they,
you need to know
everything, like
the non-negotiables in your relationships. Like one of my non-negotiables now is like, I don't want kids. Like straight up, I don't want kids. Like I'm like 99% sure I do not want kids. And not even for like because of I have trust issues or anything in men or whatever. Like nothing like that. I just genuinely do not see myself as having kids. Before I was going to have kids. But I realized I was only going to do so because I thought that it would make someone else happy. Which is crazy because that's my body. That's the rest of my life that I was going to, I guess, give up. Like that I was going to sacrifice for this person. Not because I wanted it, but because I like loved them so much that I was going to do that, even though I did not want to do that. Now, I'm independent, okay? Like I have found peace. So if anyone's gonna come disturb that peace, they better also not want kids. Because like it's just not gonna work out then. Like we're gonna cut it off. Like that's just like not gonna happen. I'm not gonna go down another relationship where it's kind of like they have that expectation of me having kids. And I just know deep down that I don't want to have kids. And I'm not gonna put myself in that position where it's like, okay, if it makes them happy, I'll do it. Because I should have some, like I should have some autonomy in our relationship as well.
That's where like that whole adaptation is to like your expectation. If people know early on about what you are expecting, that will save a lot of headaches and situations out there.
Yeah.
Like with example, this guy I'm talking to, like I told him in the beginning, I was like, we're not doing anything unless you're very serious about me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not here to play games. I'm not here to date around anymore because I'm too old to be dating around. Are you old?
No.
Anyways, I'm not that young anymore to date around because
you want kids.
Yeah, because like I went through the whole dating phase, getting to know what I want, what I don't want. Like I did all that in my 20s. Okay, of figuring out what I want.
Yeah.
I know what I want.
Yeah.
I want somebody to settle down with. I want somebody to be about me, to be serious about me, to get married, to have more kids with, to have like see the world with, to start futures, go to festivals and like share all these memories together and like help the world be a safer place for people to be themselves and like to start a safe space in festivals. That is slowly something I want to do, but that's another topic.
Oh my gosh.
That I will talk about in another episode because we're slowly running out of time. But I want somebody to be as obsessed with me as I am with them and to want to talk to me.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, to tell me about their day, to like check up on me. And I want a man that like is tall and handsome and funny because I want tall and beautiful babies.
Cindy, how tall are you?
I'm 5'2".
Girl.
5'3". I'm 5'3".
I don't know if tall babies will be in your future.
Well, he's 6'1". So.
Okay, Slay. I love that. Slay.
But anyways, like I want somebody that see me, hears me, and is my safe space. That makes me feel it's okay to be a little girl again. Yeah. To be
in your divine feminine.
Yes. To turn off my brain.
Yeah.
To be supportive of my mumbo jumbo stuff.
Yeah.
And to be supportive of like all the things I want to do and to like see me happy because I want to see him happy because I want to see his inner child come out whenever he's like excited about things.
Yeah.
That makes me like, oh, that's so cute, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. Really like reevaluating who I am and what I want out of life and what I want out of relationships and stuff. Y'all, I really mean it when I say, like, I feel very comfortable. I would feel very comfortable being single for the rest of my life. I feel very, like, I keep saying independent because that's like the only way that I can think of it, but I already take really good care of myself. So any sort of person that enters my life to provide companionship, like, I would just purely want them to be in my life just because, like, they're my best friend or something. You know what I mean? Like, I want a relationship where it's like, if I'm doing a bit, they, like, join in on the bit. You know, like, I want it to be like, they think I'm so funny. You know? And I want it to be just comfortable, like a safe space, not like, I want them to see me and appreciate me for who I am, not for what I can provide them. You know, like, not for how I can improve their life, yes, for sure, but we are our own individual people. I want them to see the value in me for who I am as a whole, instead of, like, how I would be such a great girlfriend, how I would be such a great wife, how I would be such a great, like, you know, like, just see me. I just want to be seen for who I am, not for what I could do for someone. Because that's just so exhausting to be put in that sort of box. People are so complex, you know, and I feel like sometimes people have a bad habit of taking a person and putting them in a role. Like, oh, Cindy, you're a mom, and that's all you can be, and that's all you will be. Like, what? No, you are your own person. You have your own dreams, aspirations, goals. Like, you have so many things outside of motherhood, you know. And I feel like, unfortunately, a lot of women get trapped in that sort of situation where once they become a mom, they lose all sense of self, which is really scary. And I guess that's like, well, I don't know if that's ever something that I'm concerned about. I think I just don't really want kids because I don't want kids. But, you know, like, it is really sad to hear some women's experiences like that. You know,
where they have to stop their dreams.
Yeah,
and they have to stop being them, but
to provide for their kids, which is, you know, fulfilling in its own sense, right? But at the end of the day, does she feel fulfilled in any other way? Is she happy? You know, and that's something that I don't know. Because I love my mom, but I feel like she did sacrifice a lot, and sometimes I wish she didn't have to do that. Oh my god. What's going on today? What?
Okay.
What the heck?
It's okay. It's okay.
But you know what I mean? It's just like, dang, I robbed her of her dreams.
Stop.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why I started. I don't even know why I said that. I don't know. I take it back.
There you go.
I don't take it back, but, you know,
No, but
sometimes I do think about that.
No, like,
Ugh.
as a mom, honestly, it's one of those where I'm actually happy that I had Noah early. Not trying to promote teen pregnancy or anything, okay? But I truly feel like my life is starting right now, and giving up my early years for him, it was worth it. To have a bright and brilliant little boy that's my best friend now, to see him grow to be very smart, very funny, and I would do it all over again. That's why I do want to have more kids, but it is scary to think about how I did put my life on pause, basically. I would not be doing the things I get to do now back then. And, you know, that's where moms have to take a step back and remember to do things that make them happy. Incorporate the things that make them happy into their daily lives. Because having that sense of, like, doing something for yourself and loving yourself will help nurture and your relationship with your children, too.
Yeah.
And you can introduce your kids to the things you like as well, you know? Maybe they end up liking it, you know? Like, if you like painting, go to a painting class for your kids, you know? Do something creative or whatever to, like, not, do something for yourself. Because you sacrifice so much of yourself to other people, you forget about you. And that's where a lot of moms and dads too, they had to take a step back and be like, hey, don't forget, like, you're a human too, you're a person too, you have needs, wants, aspiration, creativities. Don't forget that. Don't forget you, because when you lose you, you lose your home. And you are your home.
Period. That's a beautiful way to end the episode. I don't want to say anymore because I will cry. Sorry, you guys. I don't know why I was so emotional today.
It's okay. It's the new moon coming up.
Girl, it's the new moon. What is it, Gemini?
I think so.
Ugh!
I think
Gemini
so.
new moon. Making me cry and all that. Anyway, that's enough. That's enough for today.
Okay.
Do you have any final words? Do you have any final statements for our audience?
Tired of eating.
No.
I'm kidding. Half kidding. No, I love food too much, but no, I don't think I have anything else to say.
I don't have anything else to
My
say
brain is
either.
turning off.
I
My
know.
brain is slowly shutting off now.
Like, today was kind of like a crackhead episode a little bit.
yeah.
I feel like
it's our ADHD episode.
I was like off the rails a little bit. There's been a lot of life changes, so I guess I've been feeling particularly emotional. Sorry for the tears. It's so embarrassing.
At least we're banking on her tears now, not mine.
I know. I'm such a crybaby. But anyways, that is Tea Time with Cindy. Thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. Do whatever you want to do. Love you guys. Bye.